What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew Case, and you are now tuned into the Middle Initial Podcast. Today is June 10th, 2024, and I'm here with my co-hosts, as usual, Jude A. Jackson, Kevin A. Lewis. Jude, say what's up to the people.
Hello, everyone. I hope things are going well. I'm using Microsoft Edge because Google Chrome, for some reason, does not like me, so I'm forced to use Microsoft Edge. But I got a new hat. I've got some new hats this week, so I'm excited to be back here. I got a nice new Yankees hat. Look at this. Look at this Yankees hat. Kev can't criticize it. We're living the good life right now. We're living the good life.
Kev?
I would just like to say, after that lovely monologue, me and Google Chrome apparently had more in common than I realized before the show started.
Wow. Wow.
What
is this supposed to mean? I don't.
That's all I got, bro.
What?
The hat's cool. It's getting less repulsive by the week. I respect that.
Right. It's 2 weeks in a row of decent hats, so congratulations.
I don't open the fucking browser and the StreamYard link and want to fucking yell and throw up. So,
what? Wow.
Them hats were terrible, bro. Awful. And you spending American dollars on them shits?
You did.
Can we move on from this?
I mean, one of them hats looked like it was free, and he paid money.
Is it the Mets hat?
It was. Yeah. It looked free, so I was like,
"Wow." Well, we're moving on to a new era,
bro. Case, do you remember the episode of the Wayans Brothers where Marlon was the fake painter for like whatever?
Yes, yes.
Yo,
yes.
That hat looked like something he would have painted. That's what it looked like.
Wow.
That hat looked like something he would have painted.
Yeah. And I want Jude to get the reference so bad, but he doesn't watch black television, so he's like, "Oh well."
Hey man, Marlon was just painting some bullshit the whole episode. They were just like, "Wow, look at this! This is creative." He put feeling into this shit, and your Mets hat looked like exactly like some bullshit he would have painted in that episode. So there you go.
That's crazy. I heard you guys had a good weekend. Yankees game on Friday, and yes. Jude went. Who did you go to the WNBA game with, Jude?
Oh, I went by myself. It was a bit late, so I was just like, let me just go by myself. It was actually a fun time, though. It was a really good time. It's a great atmosphere. It's better than the Nets atmosphere. There are more people there than the Nets game. So,
how did that catch a strays?
Hey, because Jude was campaigning. Jude was campaigning for people to go to Nets games, and nobody wanted to go to Nets games. He's like, well, at least I go to the Barclays and actually see a team that has done something.
It was fun. It was a great atmosphere. It was a lot of fun. They were celebrating the mascot's birthday. Apparently, she was out there doing her thing, twerking. I don't know what she was doing, but she was doing some things. And I was like, oh. Okay, this is the kind of time we're on.
So okay. Jude, who's thicker, the New York Liberty mascot or Mrs. Met?
It's probably. I feel like I'm going to be put on a list for saying this, but probably like Mrs. Met or something.
Mrs. Met got that Mrs. Met got that
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No further. I'm not. Just understand when y'all watch this that I said nothing while they were acting.
Well, you just mad because your team doesn't have a mascot. Who's the Yankees mascot? Yogi
what am I gonna do without the Yankees having a mascot? However, will I survive?
Who's it? Don Zimmer.
The Yankee mascot's AJ Burnett.
Oh man!
Might as well make you the mascot at this point. Anyway,
what would be a Yankee mascot if y'all had a mascot? What is a Yankee outside of a Southern slang for Northern?
I am very happy the Yankees don't partake in such things. I just know they'd be embarrassing. Like mascot, the City Connect jerseys. Just please don't keep on.
The Yankees. Yeah, the Yankees did have
the Yankees gonna put some fucking NYPD shit on the City Connect. So I'm like, no, man.
Oh my goodness.
The Knicks did the same thing too a couple of years ago with the FDNY City Connect, whatever they did.
Nah, fire department is fine. We love those people. Cops. No, the fire department does great work. They are helpful. Other people? No, sir.
Hey, didn't the Yankees get blowback for having a pride patch?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't recall. I would not be surprised. I don't recall.
It was. I think it was like the first day, and I think I did. I don't know if it was a real announcement. They were like the pride patch is here to stay, and people were pissed off. And I'm like, there you go.
And to be fair, like I imagine they're not the only ones.
I mean, of course. I mean, remember the whole thing with the hockey team
that didn't have one. It was the Rangers, I believe. And then, like, one of their players pulled up with a shirt that was like Jesus won. I was like, what? I was like, yo, this is crazy. But yeah, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Yankee fans are Yankee fans, bro. Like, yes, I root for the team. I like to pretend I'm not a part of the fan base, bro. Like, I root for the team. I root for the same team. That's all we got in common. That's it.
Kev said I came here in the 90s, bro. Don't let me in.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me, bro. I made this decision when I was 8. Like, if we're gonna keep it all the way real, like, if for some reason I hadn't watched a lick of baseball before now, and I wanted to become a fan of a team, pretty sure I wouldn't pick the Yankees. Let's call it space. Pretty sure I wouldn't pick the Yankees, bro. Like, let's call it what it is. The only thing that might end up with me picking the Yankees is the fact that, well, I live here and I'm not trying to find. I wouldn't be rooting for no Mets, so I'd have to root for somebody that's not in the local market, and I'm not really trying to go outside to watch the Padres if I wanted to pick them or somebody like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ain't picking the Mets.
Mets
catch a phrase. I did the Jets to the Knicks for way too long. I'm not picking the Mets too. Fuck that.
Mets catch a phrase. It's all right, guys. Yeah. My weekend was, uneventful. That's what it is. What it is. Sometimes I couldn't make it out to the Yankee game because I had to work, and Jude is bad at disseminating information, so didn't go to the Liberty game. So that was pretty much it. Yo, Jude, you said
if I don't invite Jude, if we don't invite Jude somewhere, we're never going to see Jude. That's just how.
Bro, Jude made the announcement about the Liberty game like almost a week into it, and I asked him like 3 questions, and he answered 1.
Jude will tell you about the invite to the basketball game like 12 minutes before tip off. He'll tell you like 12 minutes before tip off. Like Sabrina Ionescu is warming up and he's like, "Hey man, you guys gonna go to the Liberty game, bro? I live in the Bronx. What are you doing, bro? No, I'm not coming. It's 6:48 Eastern time. No, I'm not showing up."
My goodness. We're gonna work on that because we're gonna go. I've never gone to a Liberty game. I know Drew's been a couple, so we're gonna
just
work
one.
on that.
This was my first one. This was your first experience.
First one.
It was. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
So it was a big sporting event weekend for you, huh, Jude?
Yeah, got to see the Yankees play.
Yeah, it was a crazy busy weekend for me. I guess I was outside.
So how did you enjoy this? How do you enjoy the Yankee Dodger game Friday?
I feel like this is setting up for something. So the Yankee
Dodger podcast, and I'm asking you a question. Setting up for what?
I don't know. I get that. Oh, 9 out of the stadium. I like that. But it was good. I enjoyed it. The atmosphere is good as always. Yankee Stadium's a fun stadium to be at. I had a great time talking with Kev, Pedro, Kelly, Ray, just about Yankees, Dodgers, stuff in general. You got to see DJ LeMahieu do his thing again. And then,
Jude is the only one I've heard say we got to see DJ LeMahieu do his thing. I've never heard that sentence ever. Like, even DJ LeMahieu. Got to see and then, Aaron Judge plays for the team. We got to see DJ LeMahieu do his thing.
And I mean, the one thing I will say is that it had a playoff atmosphere. Like, there was a very high leverage at bat, and you could feel the tension in the stadium. I think it was like the Dodgers batting. I want to say.
I mean, there were several. There was a lot of late game high leverage at bats on both sides.
But it's like when you get that feeling, it's incredible. It's just like, wow, you feel the chills. You feel everyone just tense up, waiting to see what happens. And it was a longer game than I expected. And we did the standing room only. And I'm like, oh, my feet are getting tired. I was not prepared to stand that long. So that's something I got to get used to. But It was a good experience. Then we went to Billy's afterwards, and Billy's got interested.
We didn't go over to Billy's.
Oh, we went near
We
Billy's.
went to Twins, man. Yeah, anybody trying to go to Billy's, bro? The line's down the block. No, absolutely not. No. We went to Twins, the spot next to Billy's outdoors, area or whatever. So
wait, where did we go, Kevin? Did we go to Billy's or Twins?
We went to Billy's.
Okay.
We went to Billy's, but
that
wasn't Yankee. That wasn't after Yankees Dodgers. It was after Yankees Pirates.
It was.
Big fucking difference, man. But the game was frustrating, but it was a good game, and the atmosphere was great because there were a lot of Dodger fans. I don't take that as personally as the Yankee fans do. I personally don't care. If you want to line the owner's pockets, he has even less excuse to not pay Juan Soto, right? But anywho, no, it was a fun atmosphere, and it was a nail biting game down to the extra innings. So it was cool from that standpoint. Obviously, the result was frustrating, and then Jude in typical Jude fashion. So if you follow, if you listen to me, I'm assuming you follow me on Twitter. So you guys see my tweets, and you know how through I am with Anthony Rizzo. The Anthony Rizzo experience is done for me. So. All right, so of course, late in the game, the Yankees are down 2-1. I believe they had a runner on base. Whatever it was actually innings, man. They scored a run. I think they had a runner on base. Anthony Rizzo comes up to the plate. So the entire building at this point knows he's about to make the last out. Like everybody knows this. The Dodgers know this. The Yankees know this. We in the stadium, in the stands know this. The vendors know this. Everybody knows, like, yo, we're about to go home.
It's not the
vendors, everybody fucking knows. Security, the cops, everybody knows this is the game that's about to come to a close. So he pops out to the catcher, right? So mind you, like every time Rizzo came up, I had some shit to say. Like everything was like, oh, here it is. Here's the steps to Anthony Rizzo at bats. The pitcher goes up 0-2. Clockwork. 0-2-1-2. Clockwork, right? Rizzo chokes up on the bat. He steps up into the batter's box. And then he either grounds out to second or pops out to pick a player. It doesn't matter who it is, pick a fucking player. So this was happening all night. And mind you, I was right the whole evening. You asked Jude. Between him and LeMahieu,
he called the ground out like right to like the direction it was going.
And 3 seconds before half, I'm like, oh, here comes a 6-4-3 double play, and LeMahieu right on cue into a 6-4-3 double play. Either way, so Rizzo pops out, right, and then like, bro, the game is still fresh. Sinatra's still playing. By the way, they need to stop fucking playing that shit after a while. They do that shit anyway. Sinatra's still playing, bro. Like it's a good, let's say, 20 seconds of the song. Jude hits me with the. At least he didn't ground out that time. Bro, I wanted to throw him on the field, bro. I wanted to throw him onto the field, bro. Why would you say that shit to me at that moment in time, dog? Why? I wasn't saying shit. Obviously, like, I was like, oh, you just watched that bullshit for fucking 11 innings. I wasn't trying to hear that shit. Here comes Jude. Like, matter of factly, like, no little jokey joke in his voice, nothing, just at least he got ground out that time.
Dead and unnecessary.
But besides that, the game was fun. And then he cited what we did after, and we were chilling or whatever. So at what point, like these little stupid ass teenagers, like try and run through it's like a group of like 8 of us or whatever it was, try to like ludicrous move, bitch, get out the way style, like run through us, right? Mm-hmm. So a couple of them got hands put on them, right? Not like punch hands, but like shove hands. Like, all right, hey, what are you trying to do? One of them was like, I'm 16, as if that's gonna stop any show. Anyway, I don't know why they hit, but like, so mind you, so that happens. They pass. The security come over, like, yo, cool. Like, what happened here? No, the security came over to break it up. So once that happens, they go on their merry way, and security's like, what happened? Y'all good? Like, we good, we straight. Like, they're on some bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So time goes by. Let's say 5 minutes go by. And then there's just a quiet patch where we're not saying anything. Mm-hmm. Here comes Jude. And let me make myself clear. I've said this on the show before. I'll say it again. Jude is the most unintentionally funny person I've ever met in my entire life. Bar none. No second place. He's the most unintentionally funny person. bro. And he says this deadpan just like the previous guy. He's like, "There's a lot going on out here, bro." I think he's sitting up behind it, bro. Like, yo, there's a lot going on out here, bro. And like, I can't do his voice like he can, obviously, but you've heard him speak enough. We've been doing this podcast long enough. You know how it sounds. But it was the funniest shit, bro. I'm just sitting there, and like, he's not saying this shit to be funny. I know this. He just like,
he's just saying it matter of factly.
Yes.
Were you prepared to throw hands?
No, I would have gotten the fuck out of there. I'm not drawing hands for a child, and I'm definitely just not drawing hands in general. So yeah, I would have gotten the fuck out of here. And
listen, I'll say this: he didn't push me. He didn't try to run through me.
Mm.
But like, if he had put hands on Pedro and them, I'd have had hands and feet for him. Mostly feet. I'm assuming Pedro's brolic ass would have no problem putting him on the ground. Yes. Once he puts him on the ground, 8-town stomp, baby. That's what it is, baby. I will say in a long time. Like I'd be cool with stomping somebody. Go ahead.
I will say the interesting thing about when I left Billy's and I took an Uber because the train ride was like 2 hours. So it's like I'm taking an Uber. I was going to the Uber stop and there was like Grubhub and like Uber Eats. I don't know who the fuck, but there was like a war of like delivery drivers just fighting each other. I'm like, oh,
wait.
It was that fight I was telling you about.
I was leading to that. Like, you did say that there was a fight. You ain't tell me it was between delivery drivers.
Yes, I'm pretty sure one of them was definitely a delivery driver. Another one was some woman, and then another one I'm almost certain it was a delivery driver too. I don't know how it started. I don't know why it started. I don't know what's going on. I was like, yeah, I gotta get out of here before there's a fight going on around this area because it was getting a bit hot, and it wasn't just the weather. It was getting a bit hot out there. I was just like, yeah, let me just go home.
Jude tweets me, bro. Like, I'm on beer number 4. Jude tweet me talking about, man, it was a fight when I tried to get to the Uber. I texted back. I'm like, would you like me to help? I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. You want me to help?
Oh no!
If I thought it was between 2 drivers, I'd have laughed. Or like you think it's between 2 drivers, I'd have laughed a hell of a lot more. But
yeah, it was an experience. It was a fun experience, though. I enjoyed it. It's always good to see like Yankees. I don't know. That was my first Yankees Dodgers game, and it was always I can see why they hype up that matchup so much. I mean, Dodgers fans kind of took over they didn't take over. Yeah, they traveled very well. I was like, oh, there's a lot of Dodgers fans here. And then, of course, it's like, here's another thing, too. In high leverage at-bats, don't stand in front of people. There were some people who stood in front of other people. I won't say names. I wasn't one of them, but there were some people who stood in front of other people.
I will say it and fucking say her name and then send her the goddamn video after. I don't care. It's Pedro's name. Pedro, my best friend, listener of the show, blah, blah, blah. He's been on the show, blah, blah, whatever. Anywho, so like there was multiple instances that happened, but the one I remember it's first and second and 2 outs and Mookie Betts at the plate. Again, I'll repeat. 7th inning of a scoreless game, Yankees Dodgers. Mookie Betts at the plate first, second, 2 outs. So this guy randomly pops out of nowhere to stand in front of us and start taking photos. And buddy, Kelly was like, "Get the fuck out the way!" I was like,
I was worried for myself. I was like, "Damn."
Listen, I like when people like that are around and can say it because it doesn't come the same from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
it won't be met with the same type of aggression.
It won't be met with the same kind of agreeance. Let's put it that way. It won't be met with that. And everybody's gonna look around and you're gonna see a 6'4", 250-pound black dude saying, "Get the fuck out the way," and everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on here?" She said that, and homeboy got the fuck out the way, and then we continued to watch the game. But then it happened later on, and she did the same thing, a little bit less aggressively that time. But yeah, shout out to Kelly.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I was a little bit worried too because I was like, I'm not going to look over that way too much.
What was there to concern yourself with, bro? A white woman told everybody to get the fuck out the way. You should be happy that you didn't have to do it. That's what I was always. I didn't have to do it. That's so fire, and it happened anyway.
I'm tall. I'm kind of tall though, so I'm just like, I'll just peek up over you. But yeah, dudes had no situational awareness. He had that Zach Wilson situational awareness right there.
Zach Wilson catch your face too. Fire.
That was
Zach Wilson catch
everybody's
your
catching straight tonight.
So everybody catch your face.
Everybody's catching.
But yeah, Mets wouldn't know about a high leverage game like that in a while. It's been a while for the Mets to have a high leverage game.
Jeez, here goes Carl Casual with his takes now. It's been a while, bro. It's been like a season. Relax. Okay?
And if we're gonna be technical Thomas, because you know I'm good at that. I'm sure the Mets have been in a high leverage situation like the last week. So
they just had a whole thing with the Phillies in London. With
right. And they won 6-5.
And they won 6-5. Like, come on, Jude, get out of here.
That was yesterday. So
yeah, watch a game, okay? Watch a game.
Casual.
Yeah.
Casual.
Speaking of casuals. Oh God, enough, man, enough, bro. Like, yo, Stephen A. is having like probably the worst 2 weeks on television, and Shannon Sharp. I don't know what happened with Shannon Sharp, but he's turned into a yes man, and that is nasty work. That is nasty work. This was a guy who would go on, who was on with Skip Bayless, and he always had a polar opposite opinion. And not saying he doesn't have opposite opinions from Stephen A. But this discourse, he has been a yes man. Like, this man is everything Stephen A. says. He's like, but he started getting that country bumpkin, tongue too heavy speech. You can't talk properly. Listen, the discourse is getting nastier and nastier and nastier. But nothing was nastier than what Stephen A. had to say today. And I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to play the audio because, it's just it's just weird. It's just weird. Now, for those who are living under a rock, but I doubt it, Caitlin Clark was left off the women's Olympic basketball team. Now, I don't think that's such a big deal, seeing as, it's rare that rookies go. Now, people mentioned Stephen A. was talking about Christian Laettner, and somebody had mentioned somebody mentioned the 2004, I think it was the Athens, Greece, whatever, and he lied out of his ass about it. And we're going to get into that tweet. I'm not going to give him too much time. I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to read it out. But people have been saying the most egregious nonsense. But we're going to jump into the nonsense that Stephen A. Smith said today to I believe he was speaking with who was he speaking with? He was speaking with I forgot who he was speaking with today. I forgot her name.
Oh God.
It's
Carter, man. I can't
Carter.
I'm Adriana.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into this nasty discourse.
I will personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball. How dare you make this decision? It's stupid. And I'm going to tell you why it's stupid. I want all the ladies on this squad to know every single one of y'all are deserving of it. Caitlin Clark does not deserve a spot ahead of any of the players on this roster.
Okay, so that's his opening thing. That she doesn't deserve a spot in front of anybody on the roster. But he precursored by saying that this decision of leaving her off is stupid. Okay.
Okay. If we're talking just basketball, we're not. We're not. Let's harken back to the Dream Team in 1992. Remember when Christian Laettner was on that squad? Forget the other pro players. Forget the pro players. That's a given. First time NBA players were allowed to participate. Don't put that damn screen up when I'm talking right now. I want to see Shanae and Andrea, okay? The point is this. Those rosters, right? Those players were on there. Do you know that Christian Laettner also was chosen ahead of Shaquille O'Neal
and
Alonzo Mourning? You know why? He was a two-time national champion.
Which Caitlin Clark is not.
He was a Wooden Award winner. And he was white.
Now,
Yeah.
This man with his whole chest was like he was on point by saying, "Hey, this guy, Christian Laettner, yes, he was a champion. He went ahead. He went to Duke, right? And he's tall and he's white. He fit all the patinas to be on the team. He had to pick one person. He was selected over Shaquille O'Neal and Alonzo Mourning. Now, in fairness to those guys who were like Shaq, of course, was better, number 1 draft pick. Alonzo Mourning was better, number 2. And Christian Laettner was number 3. Christian Laettner was no slouch. I think he averaged like 18 points his rookie year. He wasn't a slouch.
Mm-hmm.
He won. I think he ended up winning. He won a dunk contest, or something like that. Or did he win a dunk contest, Laettner? No, that was sure. No. That's it's not Laettner. That's the other white dude. Whatever, happens all the time. The fact, I'm glad Jude caught that one.
Happens all the time.
It was Brent Barry. But yeah, Christian Laettner wasn't a slouch, whatever. But they could have picked. This is the 92 team. I think this is the team that Isaiah Thomas was left off of. Larry Bird was on this team. His back was all out. Magic Johnson was even in the league, and he made it on this team, right? So yeah, this team could have been whatever. Like it was Shaq, and it was not Shaq. It was Jordan. It was Pippen. It was Barkley. It was a lot of politics that went on with the '92 Dream Team, right? So in that regard, that's especially for the fact that they had lost beforehand. Like I think maybe that they sent college kids and they had got their ass kicked or whatever. So they made this Dream Team up to basically, hey, bring back gold to the U.S. Context does matter, but Stephen A is highlighting the fact that he's white. Let's continue.
And he had his own cachet. He brought it to the table. He was a big-time collegiate player who was white and busting people's you-know-what. They couldn't miss, and they didn't need him. You had Jordan, you had Magic, you had everybody, and you still picked that dude. Why? It wasn't because of basketball, even though he had the basketball credentials. It was because of something else, and they didn't need the palm.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does Stephen A want Caitlin Clark to be on the WNBA the Women's Olympics team because she's white? Because it seems like he's trying to be like, hey, she's white, and she's good.
I mean, he keeps indirectly saying essentially that, or that's part of it. Yes, 100%.
Now the problem I have with what he said though, what he's saying. Who's on the team? 92, Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Enough said. I'm sorry. It could have been Michael Jordan, Kevin Lewis, Jude Jackson, Christian Laettner, the janitor. You have Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is an international global icon in 92. They were passing the torch. The whole thing about Bird and Magic being there was saying, like, Bird's like, yo, they knew they were passing the torch. This is Jordan's league. He had won his first championship the year before. He was big since he was a rookie in the league. He was big. This man was MVP in 88. He was already a superstar, a megastar when this is going on. Now, they needed to pick a rookie, and they picked Christian Laettner. It wasn't a bad pick. Did the WNBA need to pick a rookie? No. Nope. They didn't. Did they pick any rookies? No, they didn't. But that 92 Dream Team had a slot available for a rookie. So they picked a rookie. Context matters. Now, you're saying that Caitlin Clark, like Jude, to your point, Jude, he's insinuating, hey, because she's white. Kev, I small question. What does Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Becky Hammond, who else? Rebecca Lobo, Brianna Stewart. What do they all have in common?
Ooh, me. Pick me. Ooh.
Kevin Lewis.
Oh, they're white.
All
right.
They're white. So I'm kind of confused. Why are black men and white men pushing this narrative about Caitlin Clark being this icon, global icon, because she's white? And we had better white athletes in the WNBA. Can Jude? Can you help me?
I mean, I have no idea. It's like first, it's like apparently Caitlin Clark is the first white woman to ever play basketball in the history of the world.
That's how they make it. That sure is how they make it sound, bro.
And it's like, if you're insinuating that there's a racial element to this, which I'm sure there is, but it's like if you're insinuating there's a huge racial element against Caitlin Clark, then what about all the previous white women that's played before them? Were they not white enough? Like, did they have the one drop test on them or something? Like, did they look like, were they white or were they white or what's the qualifying white here? So that's the thing. And it's like, so that's the big thing. Another thing is just at this point it's just like it's disingenuous because people are like, I'm not gonna watch women's basketball right now. Oh yes, it's loosely paper white. I don't know.
Yeah. It's all white though, right? It's white. And this is white. What white? I mean, what white is different or white enough for these people to not realize that the best player is white? Okay, let's say oh well, Tarazi, her sexual preference, right? Or her yeah, we don't like that. Well, Sue Bird. She's not white, like Brianna Stewart is not white. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's heterosexual white women that Kelsey Plum, is she not white? Somebody says she's Puerto Rican. I don't know.
No, she's not.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Somebody said that.
I don't know why people thought that
right.
in the first way. She addressed that.
But she's white and she was the all-time scorer. So maybe it's just the climate that we're in, right? It's the climate that we're in. Right? It's like, and also we said this, the product was getting better. The collegiate product for the men is not as good. Jude, can you do me a favor? Can you name the top 2 picks in the NBA draft last season?
I have no idea. And I have absolutely no idea.
Kevin Lewis. Pointing at you, Kev. You name the top 2 picks of the NBA men's NBA draft last season. Top 2.
Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Kev knows basketball.
Kev knows basketball. Wait, hold on. What college did Victor go to?
He came from France, man.
And where did Scoot go? But we know that Caitlin Clark went to Iowa. We know that Angel Reese went to LSU, right? We do know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And we watched South Carolina win the championship. Watched LSU. Mm-hmm. We were watching these games, to quote Sue Surf, in a lot, right? We were watching these games, right? So it just sounds like maybe the product has progressed, the other one has regressed. Nothing against Wembanyama, because Wembanyama is box office. Nothing against him. He's the future of the league. Yes. But is he getting as much conversation as Caitlin Clark's getting?
I mean, I feel like initially, like mid-season he was, but then after that, the Spurs kind of stunk too, which helps.
The level of conversation.
It wasn't like this.
Vic never got that because I mean, let's call it a spade. There's no race wars around Vic. There's race wars around Caitlin Clark. We could call a spade. There's like, and the thing is with Vic, like, all we're talking about with Vic is, yo, this guy is a freak on the court. Like, what is, like, I've never seen shit like this before. We're talking about everything but the basketball with Caitlin Clark, bro. Everything but the basketball. Because if we were talking about the basketball, this story wouldn't even be a story. Because basketball-wise, there's a whole bunch of reasons to not have her on the team. Now, the whole, it's bad marketing, blah, blah. Listen, I've never watched the Olympics from a lens of, this is good for marketing, but I've never watched it from that perspective. So, like, if somebody who works for the NBA, the WNBA, wanted to pull up and be like, all right, this is how, if we have Caitlin Clark play 5 minutes a game or whatever it is, we can lay out this amount of viewers, and then, like, you might tune in to see Caitlin Clark and then fall in love with other players, and that might translate to WNBA ratings. Hey, one wants to make that. Who the fuck am I to argue? I don't fucking know.
Right.
But, like, just on a meritocracy basis, there's really good reason for her to be left off the team. And none of these people care this much. They are, all of this shit is fucking performative, especially people who, and granted, these are the extreme minority. And unfortunately, that we have to share the same space with these people. But the MAGAs, the racists, who are talking about, oh, this is anti-white. And it's like, I'm not a WNBA enthusiast like that. I am new to this shit. Okay, like I like to keep out of these conversations partially because of that. So I don't know as much as other people do. So I stay quiet and I watch and I observe and I learn. But brother, like a two-time MVP. Breanna Stewart's a two-time MVP, right? She's white. Sabrina Ionescu was in a fucking 3-point shootout with Steph Curry at the goddamn All-Star game last year.
And almost won.
Right. Kelsey Plum is like I don't admit I don't know how good Kelsey Plum is at basketball. Freely admit
she was a beast in UConn.
Right. Well, no, she didn't go to UConn, did she?
Was it Plum who went to UConn or was the other one?
Plum went somewhere else. I forget where. Was it Gonzaga? She went somewhere on the West Coast. She went somewhere.
Yeah, she went to Washington. Washington. Yeah.
She went somewhere on the West Coast. Yeah. Like Kelsey Plum is one of the most visible faces in the WNBA. She's a multiple-time champion. She is white. What are we talking about here? Like, not everything regarding Caitlin Clark needs to be some big fucking some discourse. We don't need to have discourse about everything regarding this woman. And the thing is, like, she is not saying anything that would lead anyone to do any of this shit. She is just going out there. She's giving the most bland fucking answer of all time, and she's just playing basketball. And you got people who are like, well, she's not doing enough, and she's just like I saw somebody that they were like all the other like visible players, like the Angel Reese's of the world or whatever. Like they're talking about the whole league, and Caitlin's just talking about herself. They're asking her about her.
Yes,
they're asking her about her. And like we lose sight of this. Not just with Caitlin Clark. I think Anthony Edwards is part of this in that same way.
Right.
We lose sight of the fact that these people are 22. What the fuck were we doing at 22? And we are not having mic shoved in our faces every fucking day at 22. And we were doing dumb shit. I can't speak for everybody else. Maybe everybody else was well formed and awesome at 22. I was dumb at 22. All right, like not functionally dumb, not like catastrophically dumb. I was functionally fucking dumb at 22. And these 22-year-old kids, fresh out of fucking college, in Caitlin Clark's case, you want her to be a fucking social justice warrior? She wants to play basketball, bro. She wants to play basketball. That's it. She didn't sign up for all this other shit. Not everybody is built to be that. Not everybody is built to be like we can say whatever we want about LeBron. LeBron's taking most of that shit on his shoulders. But not many people have. Like Nikola Jokic wants to go fucking race his horses and be on his farm, win MVP and be left the fuck alone, and that's his fucking prerogative. Not everybody wants to be that. Like Caitlin Clark is mad normal, and nothing about her the existence around her is. She's mad normal. She's a 22-year-old kid who wants to play basketball. That's it.
You know what the interesting thing about the Caitlin Clark discourse is in general. I remember many times they're like, "Oh, women can't play in the NBA," blah blah blah. And I mean, they're like, "Oh yeah, men will just beat the shit." Not beat the. They'll be like doing hard fouls and all. That was very poor taste of words. I didn't mean like, horrible. I'm saying like hard fouls and all of that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like hard fouls. You know why? No, it's like hard fouls. Like they're fouling the shit out of her and everything. But Caitlin Clark, she's in the WNBA. They're fouling her, and it's like, oh, they're too physical in the WNBA. So which is it? Can they handle Can people handle physicality? Or they can't, because right now it's just like anytime Caitlin Clark gets touched, it's like, oh my god!
And let's
Angel Reese.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Angel Reese got choke slammed the other, maybe sometime last year, got choke slam. Dana Taurasi kissed somebody, like literally kissed an opponent.
She's so out of pocket, bro.
She's super out of pocket. Like she's out of like she's so out of pocket. They get into fights, all that. Remember Cambridge, the one who was supposed to be, up, and she just ended up being a horrible person. I don't know Elizabeth Cambridge.
Cambridge. Liz Cambridge, yes.
Cambridge, whatever.
Cambridge.
Remember, like overseas, she like hard fouled somebody and they just came across and snuffed the shit out of her, like ran off the court to punch her in the face. Like these women play a physical brand of basketball we haven't seen since the 90s. For people who've never watched the casual Carls, you know what I mean, the fly by night Fridas, you know what I mean, the occasional Oscars of the world. Yeah, no. If you've never watched a WNBA, if you never watched, first of all, if you've never played basketball against a woman who plays ball, they play defense with intensity and they foul hard, and they're like, "You're a dude, you can take it." What do you think they do to each other? What do you think they do to each other? They had a whole lingerie football league, and they were wearing knee pads and bike helmets, and they were crashing out on each other. And you mean to tell me you guys don't think women could be physical? We've seen women be physical in sports several times. It's just the whole thing of protecting Caitlin Clark, and it gives a level of resentment. Like I don't want to dislike Caitlin Clark. I don't. But the conversations around her can make anyone dislike her. And I keep asking, what has she done to be disliked? Nothing. She played ball. Maybe she taunted, maybe she flops, whatever. Who cares? Who doesn't flop? LeBron flops. Steph flops. You know what I mean? Vlade Divac made a whole career flop.
I find the whole like, oh, well, she complains to referees. Brother, if you go dislike players based on complaints to referees, there ain't a single player you like, bro.
You can't watch 1 minute.
They all fucking complain. That's all they do is complain and work the refs. There was in the old 2K, I forgot which 2K it was, you could argue with the ref until you get ejected. They had if you just kept pressing the button. That was fire. Yo, that was fire.
The media will fill up and then you get ejected.
Fire.
Like they
had that in MVP baseball too. You could argue with the ump. The home
right. You know what I mean?
In retrospect, that was a really, really pointless feature, but I enjoyed it. It was really why are you encouraging me to eject my player? It doesn't help. It doesn't help anything. Like I'm losing a player. I don't gain the free throws I was looking for, and it's not like there's some power up in the game where like, okay, the ref saw you get ejected, and now like the other team gets better calls or you get better calls. Like it was just you're just without your player now.
Right.
You feel good about yourself.
Yeah. I will say, like, with the physicality of the game, like being at the Liberty game, speaking first time and everything, I was like shocked by some of it. I remember there was one play, like, what was it? One of the Liberty plays, like, really, like, there were some things that were like charges that were just not called. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you would see that called in the NBA more often, but like the thing side was like, looks like a charge over there.
Listen, they play a physical brand of basketball.
It was like, damn, okay.
If I knew they played this physical all the time, I would have been into this way before now, bro. Like if I had known, like I watch the occasional WNBA game. Like I'm not locked in like that, but it's one of those. If I switch the channels and it's on, like depending on who's playing, like or like if it's a playoffs, whatever, I might watch. If I had known that they were clocking each other like this, just on random shit, like GP, bro, in the first quarter, just off GP, just like, oh, you ain't getting no layup up. Get the fuck on the ground. Like, I've been watching shit a long time ago,
bro. They get it in. They scrap all that. They get it in. It's not. And we've been told by the people who watch the NBA, it's a physical brand. It's a physical brand of basketball. Cheryl Soup says it's a physical brand of basketball. All of them are saying this is going to be physical. And I think the problem was they shouldn't have just said Caitlin Clark. They should have just made it general to all the rookies coming in. It's not what you think. And I think because they started the conversation by keying on Caitlin Clark because everybody was also hyping her like she's going to come in and drop 40, they had to defend their brand. Like, look, I don't think you guys know what it means to have 12 teams and 12 roster spots. That's not a lot of spots. You know what I mean? So there's not enough teams. So everyone on there, 1 through 12, can play. Right? And to get on this roster, you have to compete to get on this roster and stay on this roster. Because if you just look at some stats with certain players, like Skylar Diggins is having like a probably like maybe the past 2-3 seasons, she's playing way better. When Skylar Diggins first came to the league, maybe the first 6-7 seasons, she was not that good. You know what I mean? She had spots, but she was not that good. She's playing better now. You know what I mean? So some people take a little longer to get to the point. They'll be in the league for 7-8 years, and the next thing you know, they're finally averaging double figures. Like, this is not a fly-by-night league. Yes, Caitlin Clark is averaging, I think, 15, 4, and 3 or something like that. But she's almost averaging
that. It's like 17, 6, and 6 or something like that.
Well, she had a 3-point game, and she had a 30-point game. So I think her average took a big hit and then went back up.
Her numbers are good. It's just the shooting percentages are not.
She percentage is terrible, and her turnovers god awful. Like, she had an 8 turnover game against the Liberty when she played, and she was like 1 for 10 from the field and 1 for 7 from 3. It's not going to be easy. And then she finally had her first efficient 30-point game as of late. And that was just the whole point. But I think when the discourse started, it should have just been, look, this is what the league is. This is what it's about. And it's not going to be easy. And these are the players who got better or who didn't live up to whatever hype they thought they were going to live up to because it's so competitive. And I think, like I said, I think Caitlin Clark in a couple of years will be like a 20-point plus scorer. I think her game is warranted for that. And the Fever have no choice but to get better. But the discourse that keeps going on is so nasty. So let's just continue, because Stephen A. gets called out again, this time by Andrea Carter.
If you're thinking about that marathon, then don't be holding people accountable for not promoting the sport more. Oh, no, don't do that. Can't have it both ways. If you're thinking about the marathon, we got to slow walk it, right? We got to slow walk. We got to crawl before we walk, right? We got incremental steps and improvement, right? You can't sit up. Let me be careful now. Because with that being,
Stephen A., what'd you just say last week when we were on the show together? What'd you just say about Asia Wilson? What were your words about Asia Wilson? That she was the most marketable player in the sport. You said that.
I think she's the GOAT standard.
You said that. So when this Olympics comes up, we should have first take segments. We should have first take segments on what Asia Wilson does in the Olympics, and then people will watch because you say it. Because you already said that about Asia, so we're already going to talk about the Olympics.
Molly's just like, hey, all right, man, we're done here. All right.
Molly, that wasn't Molly. That was I forgot her name. It was Molly. Sorry, but Shannon Sharp. Well, that's not how TV works. And I don't know what his follow up was, but I heard it wasn't that smart. But again, this is the second week in a row that Stephen A. is getting called out for having a platform and not utilizing his platform to talk about the sport. And you're pointing at other people saying that it's their fault. And and I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so the league has been going on for almost 20, it should be 20 years plus by now, right? And I've watched First Take, and you've talked about LeBron every single day. You talk about Michael Jordan every other day, Cowboys, stuff like that. You don't talk to the NBA, and now you want to talk to the NBA so much because of one person in this climate. And it's just the climate. We know how Stephen A. gets down. He's very disingenuous. We know how he gets down, and especially when it comes to he don't keep it real. That's why Terrell always called him out, and he said what he said about Max Kellerman. And I don't care if you agree or didn't agree with it. It does feel that way sometimes, that people who don't look like you, Stephen A., are putting on or trying to put on more than you put on. And then you have opportunities to put on, you don't, and you gatekeep, and then you did a whole. And we're going to see if you go on another rant and crash out like he crashed out last week and start naming women's names, and see if he crashed out again. But let's move on real quick. I'm not going to name this tweet. I'm not giving no shine. I'm just going to name the tweet.
Fucking strike.
In 2003-04, LeBron was the new star in the NBA. They put him on the Olympic team his rookie year because they wanted the world to see their next star and continue to boost the sport globally. He sat on the bench. It's wild to see the WNBA doesn't understand that basic business concept. I'm not giving you shine because you're stupid and you're a fucking liar. I'm just not giving you shine for saying dumb shit. No, because listen, here's the problem, right, Jude? If people believe that and don't fact check what he says, then they're going to go on with this narrative. So let's talk. LeBron, Melo, and Wade were on that team, not just LeBron. That's fact number one. Fact number two, a lot of players did not want to play for Larry Brown, who was the coach of that team, to the point where he tried to get Marbury kicked off the Olympic team, right? And the third thing was players were legit afraid to go out there because of what was going on out there in Greece during that time. So that 04 team that lost, by the way, they lost. That's why they made the Redeem team after. And they got Kobe and everybody else and Kyrie and all them people. Yeah. People are willing to say whatever in defense of Caitlin Clark. Whatever. And people will agree with it. And agree, and they don't even know what the fuck it was a business move to bring LeBron on. He was a young star. No, it wasn't. They brought on LeBron and Melo and Wade.
The funniest thing about this stuff is like, and I mean this isn't really just a Caitlin Clark issue in general, but people will just say whatever, bro, and like they just say whatever. They don't want to fact check. They don't care to fact check. They get fact checked and then don't be like, hey man, my bad. Like you don't ever see that. Like, hey, I was wrong. Well, rarely.
It's lucrative to be wrong.
They just be talking Japanese, bro. That's all they do. They talk Japanese, dog. All they be doing is yapping. They would be saying shit. It's like, well, that's not what happened. And like people speak with authority on these things that just did not happen. You were not there for. Just like one Google search could have led you. One Google search could have led you to the fact that, hey, LeBron was not on that team because of marketing. Like, when the fuck have you ever seen the NBA send somebody to the Olympics for marketing reasons any fucking way? Number one. Number two, three goddamn sophomores at that point, three rookies were on that team, as you just mentioned, Case.
Right.
And again, one Google search could have led you to mad veterans were like,
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be there. Where the Magic Johnson? Right. I'm not gonna be there
because they didn't like Larry Brown. And which was funny because Larry Brown ended up coaching Marbury down the line anyway, and we see how that went. I like Iverson was on the team, Tim Duncan, three rookies. I forgot who else was on the team, but it wasn't a bad roster. It was just not good enough, especially when you're considering three rookies who've never played international ball, and then the veterans who were there, and the coach that people didn't like and probably didn't want to play for. So that ended up being a loss. So they ended up going, what do they do? Coach K, Kobe, Kyrie, and everything changed. LeBron, everybody came and played for this Redeem team. So we're revising history for Caitlin Clark. We're lying for Caitlin Clark. We're stumping for Caitlin Clark. And again, I don't dislike her. There's no reason for me to dislike her. But if you want us to dislike her, continue. You're doing beautiful. If you want us to resent her, if you want us to hate her, you're doing an amazing job. If you want the conversation to continue to go, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be surprised if one day she gets fed up and she just goes full on MAGA. I would not be surprised. And I don't know. I'm not saying against a character, but the conversation going on surrounding her is just going to bring more and more people who hate her. And they're going to hate her for the fact that she's white and not because she can't play ball or not because she did something nasty and mean. They're going to hate her because she's white and she's going to have no choice but to align herself with the wrong type of people because she's being driven that way. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this discourse stops. It's nasty. It's disgusting. It doesn't need to happen. The WNBA is fine because the product is getting better and one other side of the product is not as good. And we're going to get into that product in a second. Let's jump into it right now. Fuck it. 2024 NBA Finals. Boston is up 2-0. Kyrie is selling. Luka's trying his best. And it looks like Boston's going to just run away with winning their 17th championship or whatever, 18th, whatever. 18th will take the lead or whatever. Hey, man. I keep Drake put money on the Mavs. That's what Drake bet $500K on the Mavs. He moved to Houston, and I pray to God somebody out there, I don't know who from Texas, Bun B or somebody go out there and tell that man shut the fuck up, get out, because he put that bet out there and they're down promptly 0-2, and not all the sage in the world can't say only 5 teams have come back down 2-0. Wow. All the sage in the world not gonna help Kyrie Irving. That man is selling. He is selling.
I mean, the thing is, and I mean, this is my casual call analysis, so bear that in mind. But the thing is, with what I'm looking at right now, the Celtics and Mavs, is that the Mavs only really have two people who can consistently score the ball, Luka and then Kyrie when he wants to. Everyone else is just NPCs. First game, Luka starts scoring. Luka scores. Mavs lose by like 20. Second game, Luka's more of a facilitator. Boston's having one of their worst shooting nights in quite a while. They shot like what, 5 threes? Or like what, two in the first
I'm not sure how many
half?
they made, but they shot poorly.
They shot poorly from three.
They shot extremely poorly.
But the Mavs shot worse.
Yeah, and the Celtics still won. So it's like maybe they get a home court boost, but that's literally the only thing they got going for them. The Celtics have 7 people on their team who can shoot. 1 through 7, all of them can shoot. Pritchard, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, all of them, they can shoot threes.
Yep.
Even Sam Hauser can sometimes shoot threes. So it's like, what are you doing? And I saw a tweet that I'm sure Kev would appreciate. Someone was comparing like the 2022 Celtics to the 2024 Celtics and saying, Steph Curry could beat the Celtics. Why isn't Luka beating them? And the thing is, the Celtics that year had Robert Williams, who's the center who can't shoot. He was good at his job, but he can't shoot. This year, the Celtics have people who can't shoot. It's sometimes that simple. It doesn't have to be super complicated. Sometimes it's that simple. They can shoot. They play great defense. I don't think Luka's gotten off an easy shot all this series so far. Like all of his shots have been.
Oh, he's given up. He's given up a ton of easy shots though. He's given up. Oh my God, he's given up.
The funniest thing about Luka's defense in the series is that he leaves the floor and their defense gets even worse. So I don't even know what, and like way worse. Not even like slightly, no, way worse. But I'll take a different approach. I've been saying that Boston's going to win the championship for like 6 months now. So like none of this is surprising. The Mavericks are punching out of their weight class. This is a different breed, a different type of team going on in Boston that the Mavericks haven't seen that kind of team. So, yeah, they got to the finals, and congratulations to them for that. They're not as good as the Boston Celtics. It's not really particularly close. So, I think that's what you're getting. So, I'll take a different approach. The Jason Tatum discourse is absurd. Now, I freely admit, I'll start by saying I have a higher opinion of him than most. But, like, when he's on some bullshit, I could call – and, I mean, he plays for the Celtics. It becomes real easy to say he's on some bullshit. Because I want him to lose. No disrespect. I like Tatum. Fuck the Celtics. But just it's just, and no matter what he actually does, there's going to be people finding ways to poke holes, and they just say really, quite frankly, really ridiculous shit. Like, you know, he only shot 4 for 15. Like, only he could do this, and so like he's the only star player could do is his team is loaded. This, that, and the third. And it's like Jason Tatum was the first player to play on a loaded team in NBA history. Like, is that what we're going with?
Was that a conversation surrounding Steph Curry when he was winning them championships and not really? He wasn't winning NBA Finals MVP.
Them giving Andre Iguodala the Finals MVP ruined discourse for a solid like 5 years. Like, no joke, because it was absurd, bro. And I understand that LeBron. From a playoff perspective, I care a little bit less about efficiency than the regular season wise, because the playoffs are a grind. Sometimes it's not all about, you know, shooting 10 for 18. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not all about that. But, like, yes, LeBron was not very efficient in the finals. The man still put up 49 and 8 on average. And they were like, Andre Iguodala held him to that, and we're going to give him that. Just whatever. But, yeah, the tape stuff is like, I think he's probably like the 7th or 8th best player in basketball. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like he's top 3. He's not. Like, I think he's like the 7th or 8th best player in basketball. And he does, and like, quite frankly, the thing that bothers me about the team is loaded. He's on a super team that's not a third. The Celtics have won and gotten deep into play with like 4 different iterations of the team.
Yes.
Like, Kyrie Irving was their point guard once. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals without him even playing. I don't even know who they replaced him with. Rozier.
Yeah, Terry.
Got to a fucking Eastern Conference Finals with Terry fucking Rozier playing point guard, right? Derek White was their point guard at one point.
Marcus
now
Smart.
They have Marcus Smart was their point, and like that's just the point guard. Like, yes, I'm focused on the point guard for a reason, but like they got there with many different kind of play styles and many different kind of point guards. The main point being, in an era where you have people, you have kids like 15, 16 teenagers saying, they want to be like Paul George. And I'm not, let me make myself clear, I'm not shitting on Paul George. He's a really good player. The point here is Jason Tatum is like the Super Saiyan version of that. And he's incredibly easy to build around. And I think that point gets lost in all of the bullshit that you hear about Jason Tatum is, well, this team is like part of the reason the team looks that fucking way is that you could put damn near anybody sensible around Jason Tatum and it's going to work because there's nothing he can't do on the basketball court. You want to be mad that, like yesterday, he shot the ball 20 times. He shot the ball too much if we're going to keep it frank.
Way too much, and it was bad.
Way too much. It was 6 for 21 or whatever it was. He shot the ball way too much. Well, like he could have gone out there and been on some, I'm going to prove that I'm the best player on this team. He went out there and shot 35 times. He didn't. Yes, he shot 22. That was too much, blah, blah. He also had 13 assists. And we could say, and like he fed Drew Holiday, who was wide open, like 5 different times for assists in the first half? And Drew Holiday had like 16 points in the paint. It's just every year now, it's becoming a thing where we have to, and by we I mean the lowest common denominator kind of morons. We have to poke holes in every championship. Like, this doesn't mean as much because X. This doesn't mean as much because Y. Who gives a fuck? They won 16 games in the playoffs. Who gives a fuck how they got there, who they beat? I don't give a fuck. Like the New York Knicks go out there and win 16 straight games, 16 games in the playoffs, win a championship. This city gonna burn down. Don't matter who the fuck they beat. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Why the fuck do we care?
And no one's gonna care if Julius Randle's in the postseason having a horrible postseason.
Nobody cares
as long as they win.
Julius Randle makes one shot in the playoffs, and it happens to be with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, put the Knicks up 6 against the Nuggets or whoever the fuck in the finals. Nobody gonna care that he missed the previous 100. Nobody gonna care. That's just how it works.
Right. Basketball's a team game. And we listen, Jordan, I don't know what year it was. Jordan had like a horrible closeout game or whatever. I don't know if it was the Utah series. Steph Curry wasn't terrible, but he's had some bad finals runs or whatever. Basketball's a team game, bro. It's a team game. And people are mad at Jason. They're winning and Tatum is shooting under 40%. So imagine if he shot better.
Isn't that,
like imagine shot right. Like imagine shot better. No, because they're trying to negate to say, well, he's not the reason that they're winning.
Bro, and a lot of these people that be talking shit are Laker fans, man. And it's like, have some shame. Have some shame. Have some shame. Have some self-awareness about you, bro. Like Kobe got the 6th worst finals shooting percentage of all time. Look it up. Of all time, and this for once. The point's not to shit on Kobe. Once. The point is they won 5 of those. They won 5 chips. Number one, and there were quite a few games where Kobe didn't necessarily shoot well, but contributed in other areas. Does that sound familiar? That's exactly what Jason Tatum's doing. He's being carried, bro. Jason Tatum up until the finals was averaging 30, 10, and 5 for the postseason.
Right.
30, 10, and 5, and they're telling you he's being carried.
Right.
What the fuck are we talking? What are we talking about?
What was he doing that whole time?
Right. What was he? 30, 10, and 5. He's being carried. Anyways,
bro, it's outrageous.
The story of game 2 for me was the fact that the Celtics made 2 bullshit ass threes. The one by Pritchard at the end of third quarter at that buzzer beater, and then the one by Derek White, I want to say midway through the fourth quarter. Both of those threes, the Mavericks lost by 7?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Thank you for bringing that up, because there was one play that I already was kind of disinterested in the series, but there's one play in the fourth quarter that summed up why. And it was Jason Tatum went to try and yam on somebody. The rim blocked him, right? And then immediately the Celtics get an open 3 out of it and make it. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, bro, he got blocked by the rim. And then they got an open 3 right after and nailed it. Like, no, this series is cooked, man. They're gonna win. Like, the Celtics might trick off a game. Game 3 is the one. If the Celtics win game 3, I might not even watch game 4, quite frankly.
Right.
Damn.
Right. So listen, they're gonna go back to Dallas, and Kyrie got to figure it out. But I think one person who doesn't get a lot of credit, and they were highlighting, Drew Holiday is a dog.
Oh yeah.
On defense. He is a dog. And I just saw some video of him practicing. I think with him and his son, and his son blocked somebody's dunk in like this practice. It was like, what? I think his name is Crew Holiday. His son blocked somebody's dunk, and I was just like, what the hell? And it's watching, Drew Holiday has been through a lot of shit. He went through a lot. Remember, his wife almost passed away. He went through a lot of stuff, and he won his championship in Milwaukee. He went through a whole bunch of stuff. He goes to Boston, and he's low key. You know what I mean? The grease for the wheel. You know what I mean? He's that guy who plays defense. He's a veteran. He's a champion.
He's an extremely overqualified glue guy.
Overqualified.
Like super overqualified.
Underrated, the type of defense. Kyrie was cooking niggas. Like cooking. Anthony Edwards was like, I got him. And Anthony Edwards is a bigger physical specimen. He got roasted. Drew Holiday is holding his own, and Kyrie shooting under 40.
And it ain't just him.
Right.
And that was the thing coming into the series. It was like, well, Kyrie's going to do X, Kyrie's going to do Y. I'm like, first of all, have y'all watched Kyrie play against the Celtics the last 4 years? It's been ugly pretty much every time without fail, right? And the Celtics have a whole bunch of different people they can throw at him. They got Drew, they got Brown, they have 3 different all defense type of defenders, perimeter defenders at that. So it's like this Kyrie was going to do X and Kyrie was going to do Y. I have no idea what it was based on outside of Kyrie gets a lot of extra points for being an aesthetically pleasing basketball player. He just does. Yeah. I like the guy on the court. I like the guy, but let's call it what it is. That's what it is. But one more thing, to throw a little bit of hate. Notice how Damian Lillard demanding a trade finally after years and years indirectly led Boston here.
Yes. Yep.
Thank you, Dame. Appreciate you.
Moving on to our last basketball topic. Hell no. Dan Hurley backs. Yes. Yes. My Tiger. Jesus. Tiger wins.
That was good. I like that.
Stop kissing his ass, man.
Can I like what he's saying?
No.
It was good. It was good.
Define good.
Hell no. Dan Hurley backs out.
Hell no.
Get it?
It works. Dan Hurley staying at UConn. He would have been the 6th highest paid coach in the NBA if he took the 6-year, $70 million offer. I haven't heard anything to why. But I can.
I can tell you why. I mean,
we'll get into that. He made a statement, but $70 million is way more than enough to leave. You can't tell me winning a 3-peat at UConn means some shit in this climate where nobody's even fucking watching the men's college basketball play. People barely know who's going to the fucking draft. You know what I mean? After the first 2 or 3 picks, it's the Lakers have a situation where LeBron is. He hasn't said he's going to retire. We don't know when that's happening. There is some talks about Bronny and where he wants to go. It's only 2 teams he'll go to. He'll work out for. It was the Lakers and who else? Phoenix, right? And LeBron can't go to Phoenix because Phoenix can't afford him, right? So
I mean, LeBron could go to Phoenix. They'd have to sign and trade him, but
yeah. But we see
you can't just go straight up though. Yes,
correct. Right. So the situation being what it is, it doesn't sound like a favorable one for a coach who probably wants some more stability, right? Sorry, my dog. Who probably wants more stability, right? It's just one of those things where the money is good, but if you said no to $70 million, because you get fired, you're still getting $70 million to go back and coach UConn. The situation can't be the great situation. But I'm gonna let you go,
Cap. First of all, I thought the offer was a joke. I'll gladly sit here and explain why. Like, yes, I get it. He would have been the 6th highest paid coach in basketball, despite having never coached an NBA game. I get how that looks, like how it sounds, right? Now, if you believe the Woj stuff, and by the way, Woj is not really even a journalist anymore. Like he's quite clearly just the leverage guy. Like you put stuff out, like you want to get leverage at your job, talk to Woj. You know what I mean? Like he's quite clearly that guy these days. He really he barely reports shit anymore. But that's beside the point. The Lakers said in public out loud on multiple occasions that this was their man's. Right? This is their man's. We're going to go. Like, they even conveniently had the story leaked that they were going hard after him the day that the Celtics were playing game 1 of the finals. You tell me what that timing was about. I digress. To then say, all right, like if you believe what Woj and them say, like this guy loves the East Coast, from the East Coast, his family loves the East Coast, loves UConn, right? It was floated, an 8-year, $100 million offer was floated. Now, what I think that was about was Dan loudly telling them, yo, we start here. Simple. We start here. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing less than this shit. We start here. To then come back with 6 for 70 tells me multiple things. One, the Lakers are broke. They are. The Lakers, the costs to run an NBA team have gone up in the last 15, 20 years. The Lakers don't got it like that. They just don't. 2, they are a wildly unserious organization. I already knew that. That's the biggest reason I get tired of all the LeBron narrative shit, because it's just it's ignoring, it's losing the plot. Genie's a joke. Rob Pelinka, who was Kobe's errands man, he's a fucking joke too. And that's the only reason he got the damn job is because he's Kobe's errands man. And that's the reason he won't lose the job, because he was Kobe's errands man, right? So, and the people, yeah, like $70 million a lot to turn. Listen, and yes, I want to take shots at Monty Williams. If you are trying to get me to leave a situation I'm comfortable in, I won back-to-back championships in, and my family loves, and you're trying to get me to move to the opposite fucking coast, and you offer me less than Monty fucking Williams got from Detroit, I'm gonna tell you rocks. I'm gonna tell you to get the fuck off my phone. That's how that's going. Joke. That offer is fucking insulting, and this is what the Lakers do. They are unserious. Listen, say whatever you want about where LeBron ranks all time. 1, 2, 3, 15. Don't care where you rank him, right? He's clearly one of the best basketball players of our time and all time. Mm-hmm. The only reason we don't look at the Lakers like they are the Pistons of now is because he wanted to live in LA. And he's obsessed with the Laker brand. That's the only reason we don't view them the same way. Go look at their 5 years before he got there, where they were the worst fucking team in the NBA, record-wise. Not second worst, not fourth worst. I'm not exaggerating. They were at the bottom. And a league that featured the Knicks, at that time, they were a joke. No disrespect. That's what it was. The Pistons, the Wolves, the Lakers were worse than all of them. And they had all kind of top 5 picks coming in doing nothing with them. They picked Lonzo Ball over Jason Tatum. That's the thing that fucking happened. They picked Brandon Ingram. We saw how that. I mean, Brandon Ingram is cool. He's just there, more or less. Whatever. He's cool. Like Josh Hart, love Josh Hart. Cool. He nice glue guy, but he ain't building no franchise run, right? Cool. Then LeBron comes in. It's like, all right, you know what's a good idea, fellas? Let's get that big dude from New Orleans. That big wild. They got him. They win a chip. The only reason we don't view the Lakers as a bigger joke is because of that. But make no mistake, they're a fucking joke. And them Kobe stands, and yes, I'm talking to them in particular because it's only them that be talking that I can't wait till LeBron's gone so we can get our team back. Bullshit. Be careful what you wish for. Because,
they sound like how I was going to say they sound like how I do with Aaron Rodgers. Get your team back.
Yeah, and thank you for having some self-awareness for a change. Yes, because it's even dumber than that shit, because I don't think you actually really believe that. I genuinely don't.
Yes, he does.
Thank you, Kev, for drawing.
I don't think you actually. Well, let me put it this way. Yes, you do believe it. I think you bring it up to serve a purpose. But I think you bring it up to just jab people because everybody's going to start cursing you out, and it's going to get the conversation. It's provocative. It gets the people going, right? Yeah, that's what that purpose is. But ultimately, like, The Lakers are a fucking joke, man. Like, I know I've gone long on this. I apologize, but the Lakers are a joke. I like to bring up the fact that the Lakers are a joke because LeBron is the league's best deodorant. But I gotta always like Darvin Ham got fired, bro. Darvin Ham would sit there like the other team would go on a 20-2 run. This man would sit there, would stand there on the sideline with his hands in his pockets. He gets fired, and then we got on TV. We're like, oh, are we sure you should have gotten fired? Are you out of your fucking mind, bro? Like, this coaching LeBron thing, is it really for the weak? Like, is it really for everybody? LeBron? Like, Darvin Ham got unjustly fired. Did you watch a fucking Laker game the entire year? They were starting Taurean Prince for 55 games on purpose. Please stop insulting my fucking intelligence. Please, I'm begging you to stop. But in conclusion, this is what happens when nepotism runs rampant in your organization. The end.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Well done. That was a beautiful rant, Kev.
Fucking losers.
Jude, do you have anything to add?
I mean, just that the Lakers can't shoot. You know how Boston Celtics has a whole bunch of people who can shoot?
We're talking about the coach. We're talking about the coach.
Oh, the coach? Dan Hurley. Oh, yeah. I wanted to stand in the Lakers some more. Sorry about that. I was trying to stand in the Lakers.
Yeah, I wasn't on the coach the whole topic either, so I understand why Jude wanted to continue. I'm not gonna lie.
But to go back to Dan Hurley, I mean, it says a lot about the Lakers that he turned them down. And if the thing was true about them offering him less money than Monty Williams to coach the Pistons, then that just says a lot without saying anything at all. That's just disrespectful. Like the coaches want to what?
Me to leave. Come on,
listen, come on. It's
in LA too. The tax is out there now, so you're offering him like far less.
Like they're not. There was no chance he was ever going to take that.
Let's relax on the. Oh, he didn't get over more than Monty. Let's relax for a moment.
No, I'm not going to.
No. This is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say. If you believe Hurley is your guy, then you pay him. But Monty Williams isn't the measuring stick for we're paying more than Monty Williams.
Oh, yes, the fuck he is.
Listen, you can say whatever you want.
You got that deal last year. Hell yes, he's the fucking measuring stick.
You can say whatever you want about Monty Williams as a head coach. Well, Monty Williams made to NBA Finals. Hurley has never coached the NBA. Hurley has never coached the NBA. If you're paying him, if you're using Monty as a measuring stick, at least Monty has a record to back and say, okay, we're not going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, but, and Monty also got fired because his fucking players didn't like him. So what are we talking about here?
Well, again, I've said this before. I don't care about NBA players not liking their coach. I don't care about NBA players not liking coach because
you cannot care if you want to. It's their working environment, not yours.
That's fine. But the whole thing about players not liking their coach is the reason why somebody like Adrian Griffin gets fired at 30 and 11, and the Bucks has continued to fall off and hire Doc Rivers.
Well, yeah, the Bucks hired a con man.
Right. But I'm saying, so liking somebody is not enough for me to say, okay, whatever. It's either you can coach or you can't coach. Now, my perspective
that's the important thing in the NBA.
Right. If you can coach, you can coach. Now, if you feel
if you can coach, your players probably like you. Like that's how this is. Or they tolerate you.
Or they tolerate you.
Or they tolerate you.
And that's my only pushback when it comes to that. But the way I look at it is simply this: it's $70 million. You're the sixth highest paid. You're gonna be sixth highest paid coach. UConn's not giving you that money. They're not even offering you an extension.
Do we know that?
No, well, not yet. But we'll find out soon. But I don't think it's going to touch 5 years, $70 million. It may touch 4 years, 60 or whatever. Because I mean,
I'm glad he take that over 6 for 7 the fucking circus show Lakers.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's more about what's going on in the organization and less about the money offer itself, because $70 million is still $70 million. And you're saying that someone is turning down $70 million. It's like, there got to be more than that. This ain't worth it. You know what I mean? This is saying that
I think it's impossible to separate the two.
It's $70 million in the hand. And you don't know what UConn's going to pay. Now, if your agents, you have a damn good idea if you turn out. You have an idea, but if UConn says we're going to give you 5 years, $60 million, or 5 years, $50 million, slightly under. I'm taking this because I have the stability and I have a challenge to make. I'm not taking the 70 because I may have to draft some kid I don't want to draft. And we have to deal with somebody's ego, who somebody I have no ties to, no identity with. And if I get fired, I can't go back to UConn. You know what I mean? So,
but you can go back to college.
Let me go back to college, but I can't go back to UConn. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you're not that guy to be like, I can go back to UConn.
And that's exactly why coming with 6 for 70 is ridiculous.
Right.
That's exactly why.
So but what I'm saying still though is if you were like, well, we're going to give you 6 years for $100 million. Oh well, $100 million I might get out of bed for. But to say that $70 million wasn't enough, it's also saying a lot. To say $70 million wasn't enough.
$70 million.
Right.
Not
also saying a whole right.
Sure.
It's not enough to coach, but that's coach the Lakers to coach that situation. Now, what comes next for the Lakers is going to be interesting because you kind of already said to JJ. And it still may happen because he didn't flat out say no, but I think JJ didn't do himself any favors by bringing Coach K with him. We already know about that situation. I don't know who you go after next. Ty Lue just signed a multi-year extension to stay with the fucking Clippers of all team. Another franchise that's not going anywhere fast. So I don't know what's next for them. The common sense would be Redick, just because he's going to take whatever to give him to have the opportunity to be a first-time coach. I don't see anybody else, bro.
He should tell him to fuck off. Honestly, but any first-time coach who this is your first job, you should tell him to fuck, because it's like, all right. The point that you brought up earlier, where with the coaches not being allowed to grow, I definitely think that's a Lakers point for sure. Like, I don't think it's about LeBron. I think it's about them, the Lakers management, especially when you consider. They ain't helping the coach with the type of shit that they're doing with the roster. So it's like you combine the two. Why the fuck would I want my first coaching job to be here? Like, and I get it. Listen, there are a lot worse things you could be doing than coaching LeBron. Even at this age, he's that good still. And Anthony Davis. There's a lot worse things you can be doing. But if I have to do a Genie Bus, and I have to deal with Rob Pelinka, and I don't get to deal with the Lakers of old, where the Lakers would just buy away their problems. Like, they run themselves like a fucking mom and pop now. Why am I dealing with that? And because if you're going to be poorer than you used to be, then you need to be smarter than you used to be. That's just a general rule of sports organization. If you're going to spend less money than you used to because of funds, or just because whatever your philosophy changed, then you need to be sharper. The Lakers aren't sharp. The Lakers still haven't realized that shooting matters in 2024, bro. They're not sharp. I'm not coaching that shit if I don't fucking have to, especially if it's my first coaching gig. If I'm Frank Vogel, I might be on the line, hey, man, listen, I'll take whatever you get. Whatever you give me. Because he might not get another coaching job.
He might not.
Frank Vogel, and, like, I brought you your last championship. Like, what's up? Like, you already got people turning you down in public. I won't turn you down in public. I'll gladly take I
won't tell you no, baby.
I won't reject you in public, baby. You know what it is.
Lakers were going for the IG model. Now they have to see reality again.
I wouldn't even call Hurley an IG model. I think the situation. I don't know what Hurley brings to the table. I just think a team that they have. Maybe he works better with the younger guys than Ham does. He probably has better rotations. But I don't think he's like an eye candy thing. I think when David Blatt came to Cleveland, I was like, oh, that's the eye candy thing, because David Blatt had all his accolades and never coached the NBA, and he took him to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost. And took him to the Eastern Conference, took him to the NBA Finals and lost. And then the following year, he got fired at 30-11, and he never came back. That was it. Like, somebody who went to a championship and went 30-11 never got a job and never came back. I don't know what happened, but that shit was not good. That shit was what, 5 years?
Oh, he left quite an impression.
Well,
quite an impression.
So, yes. So, it's a lot that goes on to this with this coaching shit. I think LeBron should leave. I think the easiest thing is to have a clean break. Just leave.
Where is he going?
Anywhere. He's
Where is he
LeBron
going?
James. Anywhere. Anywhere.
From a purely basketball standpoint, he should have left years ago. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. But, like, the Sixers make the most sense.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think, and somebody had alluded to it too, Skip had said it, LeBron's in LA for other reasons than basketball.
That's why I said purely basketball. Like,
right.
Philly makes the most sense. He's not leaving. This whole suspension, like LeBron gonna drag it out because he likes attention. Like he's not fucking signing. He's not uprooting his family again, man. Like that man got business. He got his kids in college over there, or whatever. He's not leaving.
He could go to Golden State. They were talking about him.
He already had a chance to do that, and he said no.
But he listen. If Golden State is going to let Clay walk and possibly move on from Draymond, both of them from Steph Curry from Akron, Ohio, LeBron from Akron, Ohio. They've discussed before about them teaming up and playing, whatever.
Yeah.
Why not? And can Golden State? What will Golden State lose by drafting Bronny James? Nothing at all. Why not? Truly.
I think LeBron loves that organization. I think it's
the Lakers.
Insane. Yeah, I think LeBron loves it. I mean, there's a reason that he re-signed with them. What, 2 different times now, or once? I can't remember how many times.
I think it was twice.
I think it was twice he re-signed with them.
Because it was like the year before. This is option year. He could opt in.
And like obviously the first, like this is the longest tenure he's had with a team besides the whole rookie contract to extension pipeline, whatever.
Right.
He loves he's not. I don't think he's leaving now. LeBron has done unpredictable things before. It would not be the first. It would not be the last. So could he get up and leave? Sure. I just don't see it. Like I don't think he likes that brand. He likes the organization, and the off the court stuff. Being in LA is good for that shit too. His kids are there. His wife loves it there. A lot of that's why he went there in the first place. I just don't see him leaving.
Mm-hmm.
He loves that brand, man.
Listen, the Lakers have a strong brand, but we also have a strong brand here too.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Pull up a seat and get off your feet for Jude's Grooves.
Wow.
We also have a strong brand. We are grooving. I don't know. I didn't pick. I don't know who picked. I did. Yeah, Kev picked. It's going to be hard to top last week, but Jude, it's time to groove.
Let's go. Okay. Freak me, baby. Yeah. Freak me, baby. Stuff like that. Freak me, baby. Yeah. Freak me, baby. Yeah. Let me lick you up and down until you stay stopped. Let me play.
Wait. Time it. I need you to read it a little bit slower. A lot of bit slower, honestly.
Wait.
Okay. Okay. Let me lick you up and down until you say stop. Let me play with your body, baby. Make you real hot. Let me do all the things you want me to do. Because tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you. Baby, don't you understand? I want to be your nasty man. I want to make your body scream. And you will know just what I mean. You know what I mean. 24 karat gold. Don't want the night to grow old. I want to lick you up and down. Baby, yeah. Baby, yeah. And then I want to lay you down. Come on, Silk. Sing.
Hold on.
Let me lick.
Hold on. I need you to go a little bit slower.
Oh, my God.
Quite a bit slower. I need a little bit more deliberation.
This is uncomfortable at this point.
Let me lick you up and down until you say stop. Lick you up and down. Let me play with your body, baby. Make you real hot. Let me make you real hot. Let me do all those things you want me to do. Because tonight, baby, I want to get freaky with you. I love to taste the whipped cream. Hey, spread it on. Don't be mean. Baby, don't be mean. You know I can't resist you, girl. I'll fly you all around the world. All around the world. Oh, baby. I want to see your body trip. Come on, let me take a sip. Come on. Take off what you cherish most. Come on. Because when I brag, I like to brag and boast. Come on, baby. Wow. This wasn't that bad, actually. This was pretty easy to read. It wasn't crazy.
That last "come on" was aggressive. Come on.
I'm just trying to get this done, but yeah.
Anyway, one of these days I'm gonna have you listen to the song before you read the lyrics, so maybe you get a better idea of how of the cadence you're supposed to read it with. That was supposed to be a little bit more deliberate, and you were just speeding through that shit.
It's easier when there's nothing crazy happening. Like if there were some crazy lyrics, it would be hard for me to read. But this is pretty tame. I like it. It's nice. It's tame. I mean, it got a little bit crazy with the whole I want to see a body trip, but it's nothing like explicit.
All right, that I take that as a personal challenge. All right, fine.
I'm not trying.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna have to find some R&B songs too, if that's the case, because that was kind of team in comparison. But that light, he's like, come on, baby, come on.
Yeah, I need to. We get the best work when Jude's uncomfortable. So
right,
my
a
goodness,
little more difficult. We didn't do the intro this week, which is fine. I didn't feel like doing the intro this week. If you're in Brooklyn, in Canarsie area, come to the Dads. Dads are cool too. Block party. Of course, I'll be there in my merch. DadsAreCool2.com. Promo code MIPod69, get 10% off.
I'm doing the show with a bad bitch.
Your dads are cool. And then of course W Energy, grab a dub. I never got the W stuff. I'm so bad at this. I gotta do better with the W stuff. But yeah, man. It's another a good show. Appreciate it. I thought it was gonna go a little shorter, but this course about Caitlin Clark, man, gotta stop. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at MIPod69. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at middle_initial_pod. Make sure you follow Kevin Lewis at KLEW24, and make sure you're subscribed to the Underdog Fantasy Network and listen to the only two teams that matter with Coley Mick. And also, Kev is on TikTok at KLEW24. Follow Jude Truth at Jude Truth, and don't follow me because I don't like the shit that you guys like. and that's pretty much it. Shout out to Jude's computer for actually acting right, and we finished the show.
Yes.
But yes, if you are in the Canarsie area, there will be a Dads Are Cool block party on Father's Day, June 15th, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Hit me up for details. I'll be there. My kids will be there. Should be fun. Bouncy house. I think FDNY comes through. Free food. It's for the youth them, for the fathers, for to come out and support. Anything else we have to add before we go?
No.
Young Money. I do it for the youth them. Peace. Take it easy.